Welcome back to the Sonic Unleashed commentary, and as I promised last part, I'm going to explain how chip and fish...
Fish and chips.
I love it!
well, in this case, one of the food items is fish, but chip and food. And it's relevant to this location because this is one of the first places where if you give Chip food, there's a chance he can give you a videotape with some CG on it. Basically, the more food you give Chip, and the more different kinds of food you give Chip, the closer his friendship ranking gets to you. And for that, you get an achievement. Woo. Also, before patches were applied to this game, if you fed Chip too much food, it would cause the game to crash.
What?
Oh, no, Sonic. You just run through the space-time continuum.
I'm gonna blow.
What's gonna happen? Am I gonna blow up? No. First,
If
it'll
I
go
eat
to
one
your
more
thighs.
meeple, I'm gonna
Alright,
die.
We get to see Wintos the Traveling Salesman here again.
Go
I
Grrrl. Go
like
Grrrl.
how you could just go Grrrl every time you see him. I don't know if that stretches this out infinitely, but you know, Sonic can be such a jerk. And you know, these kind of dialogue options, I love them, and they're part of the reason that I'm really disappointed that Sonic Chronicles was crap.
Hey,
Why does the Chow have a faux Italian accent?
What is
Because
that
it comes
guy's
from
deal?
Sidonia.
I don't know, but you know, the idea of a Chow talking in a fake Italian accent cracks me up.
Ted, you know, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Ben, what's his name?
Fucking Ben is such a. You want to know something I realized? And this took me years. If you look at his animations, he's talking whenever that fucking puppet's. So he's. Fuck Ben.
Yeah,
I
he has
hate
a split personality.
It's Scarface from Batman, alright?
Yeah, he has a split personality. Nothing wrong. It's fine.
Okay, one thing I'll say is that so kind of like SA1 and SA2, there are a couple power-ups you can get for Sonic in this game. One advantage I will give to the Wii version: you start off Sonic is fully maxed out.
Yeah. He has all the abilities, yeah.
Which I kind of get it for the Werehog, like giving him like combat power. Which again in the Wii version, from what I understand, you can only power up the Werehog, and it's just one continuous bar of experience, and then when you get to a certain milestone, you unlock like a new power up or your strength would increase, what have you. I kind of prefer it like. I don't mind so much with them, like you've been able to make Sonic's boost better, but I don't like it when you have to earn power-ups for Sonic.
Yeah, well, they're obviously trying to make Sonic Unleashed like Sonic Adventure in a lot of elements. It makes more sense with the Japanese title, of course, which was Sonic World Adventure, but at the same time, it's not Sonic Adventure gameplay. Which is what people are actually talking about when they say make it more like Sonic Adventure. Make Sonic more like Sonic Adventure.
I like Adventure. I like Adventure and Adventure 2 enough, but one thing that I wouldn't miss if they were to.
I have no idea what happened there.
Louis, to be fair, sorry to interrupt you, Ted. I do that all the time.
Oh no, I do that too. Like if I'm playing, I'll restart a stage like 5 times if I mess up at the beginning, and you know suddenly I'm out of lives. But
yeah.
you know, I love
why
Adventure.
did you leave that in? Who edited this playthrough, Ryan?
But you know something, this level, Cool Edge, the ice level, this is the only time in the PlayStation 3 version that the 60 frames per second actually works, because there's nothing to render, it's just an ice level.
And I will say, visually, this is, while I hate ice physics, I'm a sucker for good ice design, and I think this is one of the better looking levels for my money.
Well, you know, the day stage, this level...
What the fuck was that?
You didn't have boost power.
Yeah.
You got boost power.
No, I don't.
I was out of boost energy, and I'm so unused to that actually happening during the game, because I'm used to replaying these levels after I've already beaten it, and I have a maxed out boost meter, you know?
Oh, question. Does anybody else call these stages by their country's name?
Oh yeah, I didn't know what people were talking about. Oh yeah, rooftop runs in Sonic Generations, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I always classified that as Spagonia. This is always Halaska.
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm always like, you know, Rooftop Run, Cool Edge, Arid Sands, that type of thing. The one exception to that was well, as we get to at the end, Eggman Land, that there's fans online who will tell you that it's Hub World, it's Crimson Carnival.
Yeah.
But there's nothing at all to back that up. It's just a fan name.
Yeah, there's no in-game name for it. It's just
No,
Eggman.
it's just Eggman Land.
Maybe when you're highlighting the stage and the world map.
Well, you know, it might actually be something that they pulled from the file names. Who knows?
Supposed to be, but the soundtrack just lists that as Eggman Land Hub. You know,
Really?
it doesn't give it a different name. And this is, you know what? My biggest thing with this game is when I first played it. And I played the Wii version first, but again, how sluggish, how awkward it is for him to turn around. Because I was expecting like SA1 type, you know, because Sonic turns around so smoothly in like SA1, SA2, to an extent, Heroes and Shadow, what have you. But he's so sluggish in this game that it's awkward to play.
It's like, do not ask this Sonic to go anything but a straight line.
It's weird because it kind of has the same problems that games like, say, Black Knight does, turning around to chore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you see what I had to do to stop myself and go back and get that moon medal? I basically tried to stop and ran face first into a stalactite. I lost half my rings and then turned around. Because not only is actual platforming awkward because of the way Sonic controls when he's moving slowly, it's also just hard to stop. You know? Like, you skid forever. And you're supposed to actually have the wall jump to get up there, so this is a case where there are obvious multiple pathways that you just can't get to yet.
Not in the Wii version!
Yeah.
Which I will say, going off of that, a lot of people say that the Wii version, has an inferior level design, and it's without question the Wii version levels, they're emptier than these are. But I will say, I think, I really like Cool Edge Day in the HD version, but I think Cool Edge Day in the Wii version is the superior level. I think that there's a lot more platforming in that version that I kind of enjoy.
I do remember that being one of the best levels in the Wii version.
Yeah.
And it's not like the Wii version was bad to play in any sense.
I like it. I like the Wii version.
There are things the Wii version get right that I do love over the HD version. For one, the medal distribution. I think it's better.
You just get medals by beating a level.
Yeah,
style.
you're awarded medals by beating a level, which is great. It doesn't need to be anything else.
I think the only thing is that it's just you go back to it after playing colors and it just feels weird.
Speaking of this level, though, I
Same with
sure
this,
hope
though.
these 2 sledding sections are enough to master the sledding controls by the end of the game, because if they're not...
Jump, slide.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now. There are some sledding sections in Eggman Land that can kiss my ass because you have basically no chance of mastering the sledding controls unless you go back to Cool Edge and play this level, or maybe a couple optional levels in the hub world a couple times to, really get a handle on it.
I should say, because I'm not sure if Lewis, if you do it, but there's if you speak with people in the hub world of Alaska, there's this woman who keeps talking about how her husband needs to and fish.
Actually, I think I actually talked to that person during this playthrough. Someone smashed our sled. Who would do such a thing?
Yes, I was going to say, it's like someone took our bobsled, now it's in 1,000 pieces. Who would do such a thing?
Which, in hindsight, I like to think the sled section in Alaska is...
How is that man not frozen?
He's fine. No, that's a different kind of model. But the sled section in Halaska, I like to think, was somewhat inspired by a sled section that looks remarkably similar and controls remarkably similar to a section in Nights Into Dreams for the Saturn.
Possibly, yeah.
Why are we buying shit?
Lewis, why are you buying shit? Yeah, you asked the question I was about to answer. Okay, you want to get all of the souvenirs that you can, because by giving those souvenirs to Professor Pickle, you'll occasionally get Sun and Moon medals.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's holding them back, bastards, like those damn Tanukis in Sunshine.
The Nukis are even worse, though.
Yes, they are.
One thing I like, though, is that if you go in as the werehog in this, one of the people in Alaska goes, your fur looks amazingly warm. Can I touch it? Wow, it's fantastic. It's like
the same person, if you talk to him during the day, asks you why you're going around naked in the Arctic, though.
Really? That's amazing.
He's like, what do you think you're wearing? This is the Arctic. Aren't you cold? And, he asks the question that's on everyone's mind every time they start the first Tomb Raider game. But Okay, here we go. We're back here. I think I actually came back here specifically just to buy fucking souvenirs. Because now you can do that. As you go through the game, I think more souvenirs unlock in different cities.
Yeah, oh sorry, after you.
You basically just want to get as many of them as you can because I forget whether he gives you a medal for specific souvenirs or if it's like at certain intervals. Also, you want to get a Sundae Supreme.
Which I believe is Chip's favorite food.
It's Chip's favorite food, yes, but it's also for a side quest. In Shamar, there's someone who really, really wants a Sundae Supreme. So get one.
So we're just gonna keep it in our back pocket for a good 3 days, and then
Yeah, that's how food works in RPGs, don't you know?
It's where it keeps the Chaos Emeralds.
There are some RPGs that will cause food to rot if you keep it in your inventory for too long. Oh, and there's also Sandra, who will be giving us a quiz quest later on.
Alright. I was gonna say, one thing on the main the world map, as it were, if you get lost, there is normally a kind of arrow pointing you towards the continent you need to visit, which is kind of nice. Because there were a few times, specifically in the Haiti version, not so much the Wii version, where I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I'm scared. Johnny, hold me. I'm scared.
I'm sorry. I'm in another country.
I do want to demonstrate a side mission or two.
What? Breaking boxes?
No, like the extra acts. I want to demonstrate.
I was gonna ask. I wasn't sure when to, but yeah. How are you? Are you doing all of them, or are you just handling a few?
I'm not, because most of them are completely fucking worthless.
But that's the hub world.
No, just most of the side levels are completely worthless. There are a few vaguely interesting ones, but here's the thing. You know how in Sonic Colors a lot of the extra acts were very obviously phoned in? Well, that's true here too. The only difference is they're optional and you can not play them. Although I would in most cases. Oh, this is Act 1. That's where you go to redo the tutorial level if for some reason you want to do that.
You know, I will say though, the intro, the tutorial has a nice kind of slow down, a variation of the main Wimmel film. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Fuck this level.
Oh, okay. So I thought Lewis was made of air and he was deflating.
Yeah, I was like, who popped that?
No. You know what? Fuck this level. And you know what? I'm going to say this is worse than the one in Sonic Lost World because fuck this level.
Oh, the volcano one.
The one with the instant death bombs. Okay, I'll take those instant death bombs any day over this bullshit.
I had problems with this one, but I still say that's worse.
Ugh. No,
I like the graphics. It's
shit comes at you too damn fast in this.
That's why you don't boost in this stage.
You don't boost at all.
But
not
John,
boost.
you gotta go fast.
Yeah, I know you gotta go fast, but stop going so fucking fast!
Look at that. I just completely lost
Can't go
control
too
of Sonic
fast.
for 3 straight rails because the homing attack misfired. What was that? What the fuck?
You see, that's what happens when you go fast!
Lewis, you said not to homing attack, but you homing attacked. What are you doing?
I said not to boost.
Come on.
The homing attack is
Come
something
on,
that you're supposed to
guys.
be able to trust.
Oh, you
And look at
missed
that.
him. You
Did you
missed the
see
blue
that medal? Did you see
Yeah, that metal's a pure dick. I remember that one the most because that one's pretty much a crapshoot. If you do not make that jump, you're dying.
And you know what? Getting through that level is fine, okay? I can get through that level. Trying to get all the stuff. The stuff. Get the stuff. Try getting the stuff.
Get the
stuff. Get the stuff. Get the
Fucking
stuff.
medals.
Sonic Unleashed.
Kiss my ass.
So I think what Lewis is trying to say that he really enjoyed that level.
So, aren't there DLC levels in this game too that are obnoxious as well?
I was gonna bring that up. You know what?
The DLC levels, I'll give them credit. They're actually quite a lot better than the extra levels that are actually in the game.
Yeah, debatable.
Well, there are a few, like...
That was
What the
straight up Sonic
hell?
Heroes bullshit.
What the fuck? But no, there are a few obscenely bullshit levels mixed in with the DLC, but the ones that are good are pretty good.
Because I think recently, because it was recently Sonic's 24th birthday, and on the PSN, Sega put a bunch of games dirt cheap, and they had all of the DLC like $1 a piece. So I bought all of the. I haven't had a chance to play them yet. From everyone tells me the Empire City one is fucking bullshit, but I believe the is it Spagonia has some DLC, which is meant to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to play them yet, but everyone tells me the Empire City ones are just obnoxious.
Fair warning, if you're going to play the DLC levels, like, don't boost the first time you play some of them, because a lot of them require, like, super twitch reflex sidestepping around flamethrowers.
Yeah, the DLC assumes you've played this plenty of times, so...
Yeah, it's like expert level DLC. And a lot of it has the same construction issues that the main game's extra levels have, where it's pretty obvious that it's just made of stock assets. But they do a pretty good job of making some of the levels really interesting. Yeah, it's because they vary what you need to do to get to the end of the levels, basically, rather than it just being a straight shot to the end. Also, I always buy a broiled abanga because look at that thing; it looks fucking delicious. I don't know what an abanga is, but
but I want to eat it. I want to put it in my mouth.
Damn it!
I want to put it in my mouth.
It just looks like that big leg of red meat that Fred Flintstone would eat in the live action movie. Just
Yeah, but his father also died at a ripe old age of 38.
Well, that's Stone Age standards, okay? 38 is really good for cavemen.
Yeah, if you were a caveman, you'd actually be going through your midlife crisis right about now, John. Actually, more accurately, I'd be going through my midlife crisis right about now. Oh God, what am I doing with my life?
I gotta get a new brontosaurus.
Yeah. This specific mission, I want.
Does it have stuff too?
This has no stuff. It has nothing. It's the most bullshit mission in the game.
No, there was a record right there.
Yeah, I'm going back and getting it.
Yeah, this is the racetrack.
What this mission is, okay? It's the easiest mission to just go in and get the stuff. It's just a figure 8, and you're supposed to drift around it. The key to winning, the key to getting through this without pulling your hair out, is to not drift. And to not boost.
Yeah.
And to basically not do anything that makes this game fun.
It's not having
the
fun
only
most.
time you want to use your boost is when you're going off a ramp and aiming for an item that happens to be on the number.
I noticed you jumping over those boost pads like you're Sonic soaring all over the place.
You do not want to go fast in this, and you know what? The only incentive to go fast and master drifting in this level is to get the S rank. There's literally no other reason, because, well, you're being timed, but the timer is generous. Like, really fucking generous.
When he just gives Sonic a
He
red hat.
He says he's about to run out.
Yeah, like when he just gives Sonic a red hat and blue overalls while you're at it. God.
I'm not trying to beat the level here. I'm just trying to collect the stuff, because when you die or fail, you keep
the collectibles.
Yeah, you keep the collectibles.
Oh, thank God.
So get the collectibles and then beat the level. Don't try to do it at once. It's not worth the pain. I'm sure there's some super awesome, skilled Japanese player who just like completely owns this level. And
I like how he went straight to Japanese.
Well, you know, my mind is on Japanese players being awesome because I was watching the Tekken 7 tournament yesterday. And basically, no one but the Japanese audience has had a chance to practice Tekken 7 yet because it's an arcade-only game right now.
Oh, Sonic just fell through a tree.
Okay, the drifting system in Sonic Unleashed. After Sonic Generations, I really have to give this crap. People were talking when it first came out about how slippery it was, and I had no idea what they were talking about because I had no trouble mastering it in this game. But then when I played Generations and then came back to this, yeah, this drifting system is the slipperiest fucking thing ever.
You need a lot of breathing room.
Okay, you know how in Mario Kart there are cars that drift inward and then there are cars that drift outward? Well, it's kind of the same difference between Unleashed and Generations. You have a nice tight drift in Generations. Like when you drift in the direction you're turning. But when you start to drift in this game, it's more like you start sliding away from the direction you're turning, and I don't really understand how you're supposed to control it.
Well, I think in some weird way, you get a slight boost of speed when you drift in this game. And I say that, I come to that conclusion because I often see speedrunners in Unleashed constantly drift in place.
Oh yeah, what they'll do is they'll do the same thing that they'll do in old Mario Kart games. They'll snake.
Yeah.
Just drift back and forth.
So I'm guessing it gives them a speed boost?
And you know what? That makes speed runs of this game really fucking annoying to watch because you're just hearing.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
No, it's like Sonic is breakdancing down the racetrack.
Yeah, he's having a gay old time.
Oh man, and you know what? That's probably reason number 3 why I don't want to speed run this game, like legitimately speed run it. Reason number 1 being I don't like to abuse glitches. Reason number 2 being I don't like to what was reason number 2? There was a reason number 2, but I
Lewis
lost
doesn't
it.
like to cheat. All right, he likes to play the game the way it was intended.
The reason number 2 is that I just don't want to master the drifting control in general, and reason number 3 is I don't want to snake. Because
I'm a hedgehog.
no, there are some gameplay tricks and concepts that are obviously efficient for the game that you're playing, but I just don't want to do it because I feel like a damn fool. One of them is backdashing constantly in Symphony of the Night. I'm one of the few players who never does that.
That's funny to me, though.
Yeah, it's funny, but I'm not playing Symphony of the Night for funny, you know?
I am. That game's hilarious. One thing I want to say though, Lewis, it's something you brought up, but I find it like if you play like Generations or even Colors to a certain extent for like like a good couple hours, and go back and play this, it's very awkward.
Yeah.
Just
like
things like, as you said, like the drift, or like the this is the only game where the home and attack and the jump are on separate buttons.
Yeah.
What was the choice options? I'm gonna eat you.
That threw me off actually when I started recording this game, and you might have noticed I kind of fucked up a few times early on because
times. That's being generous.
Because I either had to remind myself mid-action that I needed to press a different button for the homing attack, or I just outright pushed the jump button again and nothing happened.
Yeah.
That's something, playing Adventure 2, Adventure 1 so much, I'm never going to get used to having the homing attack being on a different button. That's just...
Yeah.
I can understand why they did it to a kind of because sometimes you can kind of... I mean, it's something that happens sometimes in Colors, when you have the double jump and the home and attack on one button. Sometimes it can mess you up, but I guess it's just from pure muscle memory. It's awkward for me when it's on a
muscle memory. I think would be the biggest culprit. The thing is that you already go out of your way to add a homing attack reticle, which means that you can use the homing attack now. So if you got that, then you should know well beforehand that you're okay to use the homing attack.
So this isn't in the PS3 version. We just get a thing of the sun and the moon meadows rotating, and I thought it's a much better.
But it is such an odd omission for the PS3 version.
Well, you know what it is? It's because the load screen actually requires you to load something else every time you go through it, and the PS3 has a really slow disc reader. Like, I cannot stress this enough. The PS3's early generation Blu-ray reader is fucking horrible, and it's the main reason most games on the PS3, especially early on, required, or at least included the option to install the game on the hard drive, because the disc reader is fucking terrible.
So the one time that Amy doesn't recognize Sonic is when it's actually Sonic.
Yeah, it's kind of a double standard here, Sonic.
No, at this point they're just making fun of her. It's a self-parody moment.
I do like the moment that it kind of upsets him that she doesn't recognize him.
Yeah.
I do like that. I think that's a nice little touch.
Well, sometimes you just don't know what you have until it's gone, and now Sonic doesn't have Amy chasing after him.
Man, fuck this world. I'm gonna get my own game with aliens.
Is this Conker's Bad Fur Day now?
And now he realizes he's such an obnoxious twit that if he didn't have Amy chasing after him, he'd never get a girlfriend. So,
hey, Madonna and Elise, say hello.
Yeah, like, fuck this game.
Elise doesn't
Girl
exist.
doesn't recognize me.
Oh yeah, we wrote Elise out of the timeline.
Until Generations, anyway.
Well, I know I'm late to the punch in asking this, but someone has made a Wii U gamepad mod of the Miles Electric.
Nerds.
No way.
You're all fucking nerds.
No, I want that.
I would buy the shit out of that, man.
I want it. It'd be like the only thing that would make playing Sonic Lost World worth it for me.
Don't they have their own gamepad lookalike for Sonic Lost World, though?
No, it's the Miles Electric.
Oh, wait, he's been using this ever since?
Yeah, he's been using it since Unleashed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it made its debut here, and it appeared again in Sonic Colors, and I think it's appeared in every main series game after this.
Oh, I thought it was a different one. So.
No, seriously. I'm not sure if it's in Generations, but it's definitely in Lost World and Colors.
Anyway, Professor Pickle, when you give him souvenirs, he'll sometimes give you medals, sometimes he'll give you records and stuff, but every time he will give you a hint, and sometimes these hints actually give you advice on where to find other medals, so it's worth paying attention, although you'll probably forget them if you don't write them down.
Like, every stage practically has multiple pathways, so keep your eyes peeled when you're going at Mach 5.
And yeah, I'm not going to on-screen this, that would be dumb.
Hooray!